Hey guys, check this out. Whether it be a taco or a tostada or a soft taco, here you're going to find how to make the best chicken taco that you've ever tasted. Well, hello! Welcome back to Texas Cooking Today. On this episode of Texas Cooking Today, we're going to be making chicken tacos. Now, chicken tacos are a wonderful, tasty treat, and I'm going to show you a fantastic way to marinate the meat and show you how to put together some of the best toppings that you've never thought of. So, come a little closer. Let's go over all of the goodies that we have here, and let's make the best chicken tacos that you've ever had. Well, now let's start with the basics. For chicken tacos, we're of course going to need some chicken. We have a nice chicken breast here, and of course you're going to need something for its wrapper, and you have two ways of going here. You can go corn or you can go flour. Either one works wonderful. I'm going to also try to show you how to take these corn tortillas and fry them up so that they're crispy also. Now you can bake those, but I have found the baked ones just don't seem to have the right texture for me. So, other ingredients that we're going to be using for our marinade, we have some lime juice. We'll also be using salt, cumin, cayenne, and paprika. For your toppings, I have some other wonderful things. I have some salsa here and cheese. These are two wonderful things that you commonly see on tacos. Also lettuce. If you're going to do lettuce like this, it's large leaf lettuce, shred it. Now, some other things that you might not have considered before, but they're great. Cilantro. These green onions, jalapenos, some avocado, all kinds of other greens also. These vegetables that you're going to find in the supermarket marketed as microgreens and just different types of new variants of lettuce that they're selling. These greens are wonderful to use also. Feel free to use them. Tacos are more about freshness than they are about any specific type of ingredient. As long as your ingredients are fresh, that's what's going to matter. You can just do a simple, very plain lettuce, cheese, and meat taco. Well, that's fine, and that's very common. And as long as those ingredients are fresh, it's wonderful. But when they're not fresh, it's just not any fun to eat. So let's get right on to making this. First thing we're going to do is take the meat, and we're going to start preparing it to be marinade. And what I want is to get a more even cooking over this. So to produce a more even cook, what I'm going to do is simply pound this breast out. Now this is a very simple thing to do. What you're going to want anytime that you're wanting to make a piece of meat flat like this, you can use your hand or other items. You can use the heel of your hand, just like that, and that works okay. Another way you can do this, if you want, let me get this plate off here. Very simple. Take a skillet or any other item you have that might be a good flat bottom and work that meat out. Now let's get on with marinating this. And so you'll know, I normally don't pound my meat on camera, but this was just a special day, so you got something special. I'm sorry, I'm just being rude. Hey, when we're going to marinate meat, what we want is something acidic, and then of course those wonderful flavors that you're going to find in Mexico and or Texas. And I have two different chilies and one spice here. They have cayenne and paprika and cumin, also some salt. Now, important thing that you need to know about this is when you first put this meat down into a hot pan to cook, there is going to be an effect called blackening, and that's because of the paprika. Paprika is affected by heat really quickly, and it will turn very dark. First thing I'm going to do is pour some of my lime juice on this. And I've got about a quarter cup of lime juice here, maybe a third of a cup. And what I'm looking for is just a good liberal coating, so there's really no distinct measurement here. The same way with the salt, and that looks a little heavy with the salt, but don't worry. That salt, a lot of it's going to be washed off. I'm just looking for a briny solution to push some of this juice and flavor into the meat. Now I have my cayenne here, Cayenne is extremely hot, so if you want to be light on it, do so. But remember, this is marinating. This isn't spicing just before we cook. And here I have the paprika, and of course our cumin. Now I just have to do this to the other side. Once that's taken care of, I'm going to be turning this meat every 10 minutes for 1 hour to 1.5 hours. And so take your pick. You can have a strong marinade or a moderate flavored marinade. Now we do need to get on with handling our vegetables. On these green onions, just go ahead and remove those roots. And then all you're going to need to do on these is just give them a gentle slice. On the white portions, I like to make those a little bit thinner than the greens. We're going to be doing the jalapenos in a really neat way. We're going to take off that stem, take out that center. The way we do it, very simply, we just use our paring knife and get right up inside of this and cut that center core right out of it. Sometimes they're a little bit funky. There we go. And the reason I do that is that removes a lot of the heat that the jalapeno has, and also I just don't really like that center spine, and I certainly don't want the seeds in my tacos. So once I've done that, I can then take my jalapenos and just make good thin slices with this. There we are. That one split open nice for me, and the pit came right out. Sometimes you get lucky that way. Now again, on this you can peel the outer skin off of this if you'd like. You don't have to actually cut it in the skin. There's two different ways of doing these. I want to show you the other one, which is cutting it in the skin. There we go. Now when I do it like this, I can very easily dice this just by slicing it up and getting a good cross cut on it. There we go. We have diced avocado. The other way, and I want to teach you how to do the slice and scoop method. This is to slice through just like this, and you'll feel the skin with your knife. Just don't cut through it. Get a spoon, and then we scoop those slices. Let me get my spoon up underneath my skin there, and scoop them right out. And I have beautiful slices to use on my tacos, like so. So very simple. When you're working at your vegetables, you just want a lot of sliced, diced kind of vegetables, something easy to work with when you're making your tacos. Now we're going to go ahead and shred up some lettuce. And the same thing there, I'm just going to go for that really thin slice. Okay, I wanted to show you guys how you can make your own crispy taco shells if you want to. If you want to do your own custom shell. Now I haven't done one of these in a few years, so bear with me. You need your oil right at about 300 degrees, and this is just now coming up over 275 and about to hit 300 degrees. And so I'm going to go ahead and drop one of these corn tortillas down in there. And you're going to give it just a moment in the oil to just soften up. We want them to sit on the bottom. And when it comes up, then hold it, turn it again, hold it in a folded position, and you only have to hold it there for just a minute. Now, I'll take the other side and hold it in a folded position. Now I have this beautiful taco shell coming up, and the nice thing about this is it's got a very homespun quality to it. It gives you that home fresh taco flavor, and the freshly cooked tortilla is absolutely wonderful. The odor of it, the flavor of it is completely different than the taco shells that you're going to buy pre-made. These are quite frankly just exquisite. They're tasty and they're crunchy and wonderful. Now, once I get a beautiful color on this, a nice golden brown color like this, you hear that crack? That is just right. And that's what I want to do next. That one there is going to be tostada. So I throw it in and I want to let it just puff up. It'll do its own thing. It's going to dome up on me for a minute. And that's quite normal. And what I'm doing is getting the outer edge cooked on the bottom side first. down for just a moment. So basically you've turned it crisp at this point. And by browning this, I'm just getting it a little bit of extra flavor. I think I want another one. Now, I am bringing up a pan on temperature, and I want to get this pan up to a good searing temperature. Now, how do I know when my pan is hot enough? Simple. Let's put some water droplets in there. Okay, you see how the droplets are beginning to form little beads and just kind of float around in there? That's what I'm looking for. You do that one more time. There we go. Now you can see it a lot more easily. How the water beads up and just kind of skates around. That is a good searing temperature right there. So when my skillet reaches that, let me dry this out here. There we go. I can put in some cooking oil. And I want a good high temperature oil for this, so I'm using peanut oil. And as I mentioned to you before, the spices on this chicken are going to blacken up a bit right off, but that doesn't mean they're burning. It just means it's a blackening of it. Now let's go ahead and give this a good cook on both sides. Now, as I mentioned before, the darkening spices that you'll see, and what that is, the darker one there, that's that paprika. It's turning a real dark color, and it has a tendency to do that with heat. It does not mean it's burning. It just means that the color effect on it is turning to something different. Burning, you'll smell it. But when it just turns black, but you don't smell burning, it's just blackening. And you'll notice I've kept it down on the first side for quite some time. I want to get it thoroughly cooked on the first side before I turn it. And that is done. As I mentioned before, it'll look like things are burning. But frankly, there's no burnt smell. And all I need to do now is just get this chicken breast cut up and ready to make tacos. Now let's go ahead and get our meat cut up and our tacos assembled. Now I want to make some lengthwise cuts through this, and then I'm just going to make some simple, let me put that out of the way, some simple cross cuts. There we go. So you don't have to be too pretty about it. It's going to be wrapped up in a taco. Now, we earlier made some taco shells, nice simple little shells like this. And of course you can take your taco meat, line it down in the bottom. I think I got a little bit much there. And add to it anything you want. You need to be creative with this. How about a little bit of fresh onion down in there? And some cilantro? Yes, definitely cilantro. One of my favorites is the cilantro. So I like to put it on a lot of the things I make. And of course a bit of cheese. And if you like, some people like some salsa or tomatoes across the top. Always nice to have. Either way, you end up with a beautiful taco. The same thing for our tostadas. I want to get some kitchen tools here to make this a little easier for me. Oops, taco went over. Pull him aside. There we go. Now, on this, the same basic thing applies. What all can you put on there? Well, of course, you can put some avocado on there. You can put some onions on there. You can just go crazy on this guy. A little bit of this jalapeno sprinkled across and some cheese. And yes, I'm a bit messy with this. Guess what? You get to be also. So just fix it up however you'd like. You got many variations with some very simple ingredients here. Remember, the real trick, keep it fresh. Well, that's all there is to it. Just a simple chicken taco. But boy, howdy, they sure do come out good. You make these homemade shells, I'll tell you what, you're gonna blow everybody's mind with these. Now that's good. Yummy. Well, I've got a lot to eat here. And I need to thank you folks. Give me a minute. Thank you. Thank you for watching Texas Cooking Today. Thank you to my subscribers very much. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We have a great show here and some wonderful recipes. And thank you for watching Texas Cooking Today again. You folks have a good day. Thank you for watching Texas Cooking Today, the show where you can get great recipes and the best techniques are taught. Please subscribe to Texas Cooking Today, where you will always find something hot and ready to eat.